Hello, welcome back to Skeledon, Bushcraft and Survival. Glad you could join me. And today I'm going to be covering stinging nettle. It's one of my absolute favorite plants. It's dubbed as the healthiest plant on earth, and for a good reason. It's packed full of a whole bunch of nutrients. In fact, just to name a few, it's got carbohydrates, a little bit of protein, iron, potassium, silica, calcium, as vitamin A, provitamin A, vitamin K1, vitamin C. It's just packed full. And the entire plant is edible. So, you know, today I'm just making a tea, but you can fix it up like spinach. You can do all sorts of different things with it. Eat it in a salad, you know, depending on the time of year. You can also dry it. If you, like right now, if I were to take up a whole bunch of it and dry it out, I could use that later on in the year. Most people start in the middle of spring and do that. Now for tea, which is what I'm making now, you got to do it a little differently than you would at the beginning of the year. And I'm going to show how to do that once I harvest, you know. But I need at least 2 cups of fresh nettle leaves to make 1 cup of nettle tea. Also, if you do dry it, it only takes 2 teaspoons to do the same thing. Now, stinging nettle also has another benefit, and most commonly used at the end of the year, and that's you can make cordage from it. And I will touch base with that at the end of the year and make some cordage and just see exactly how strong it is. I'm going to set it up to a weight and see how much weight it takes to break it, because I'm kind of curious myself. I've never done it. I've used it, but I've never actually tested and see how strong it was. And I want to do that to a few more as well. But nevertheless, let me go ahead and set up the camera, and we will go ahead and get started with the nettle tea. Okay, I'm back. Now, in the beginning of the year, when they first start, well, actually middle spring, when they start sprouting out and getting their leaves out and stuff, you can pick those at that time. In fact, that is the most favorite time to pick them, because they don't have those little barbs on them yet, those little needles. Now, you can take those and either dry them for later use, or you can eat them raw right in a salad, or you can fix them up like you would spinach. And the taste is similar. Real similar, actually. But nevertheless, right now you got to do it a little differently. So what I've done is I've picked 2 cups of fresh nettle leaves, and you only need 2 teaspoons of dried nettle leaves. But if you're doing it fresh, then you need 2 cups, and also you need to let them soak in water. And I'd say for a good 2 hours, let them soak in that water. It will loosen up those little needles, and so, you know, you won't have to get bothered by the needles. But nevertheless, though, I've got them in a bowl right here. I filled up the water. Now, I do want to point out that I got the small leaves. I prefer the small leaves. They just make a better tea. And I don't know, you can't see. I'll get around so you can. Water is boiled and it's ready to go. Now, it's got vitamin A in it, so we don't want to cook the nettle leaves in with it, because then it kills all the vitamin A. It just evaporates. So what we want to do is we want to pour the water in first. Eight ounces is all we need. And now I'm going to put the leaves, just by hand, into the hot water. And we want to let that steep for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now I also want to add, there are several different ways that you can flavor this. Honey being one of them, sugar, and what I like to do is put honey and salt in it. I don't have any honey or salt, so I can't do that right now. But if you do want to, those are good flavors that you can put in there. It mixes well. I do want to mention that stinging nettle is a diuretic. So if you're drinking the tea or you're eating the leaves like spinach or whatnot, make sure that you're drinking a lot of water with it. Okay, we're back. It's been 15 minutes. It's been steeping. I've stirred it around a little bit with a stick. And I've never made it a point to say it before, but it is true. Whenever you're using a stick to stir things up with, make sure that you're using a stick that, like maple or pawpaw or sycamore, something that doesn't have any ill effects. You wouldn't want to use any oak or anything like that right there. But whenever you do use those types, make sure that you take the bark off, because all the bacteria would be on the bark, and like most of your vegetation, if you get down underneath of it, it's pretty sanitary. So then you can use that to stir around. And now we're to the next step, because I don't want the leaves in there. So what we want to do is we want to separate the leaf from the water. And I'm just going to use a bowl. And we want to separate the water from the leaves. Take the leaves, which you can eat them at this point. You can eat them, but I'm not going to today. Okay. And now we're going to pour back the water. And enjoy ourselves some nettle tea. Man, that is good. Steaming up my glasses. But doing that way, you can get all the health benefits from the nettle leaf. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, smash the like button. If you're new, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Greatly appreciate you for watching. Look forward to seeing you soon.